Salve and welcome. So any Latin enthusiast should know that that means welcome in Latin. Also, because of the night it is also viva vives annos, a welcome that is used during Saturnalia, the winter festival. Now, let me take my mask off so you can actually hear and see me properly. Welcome. So tonight we are in the Roman Palace of Fishbourne. Here on not only Winter Solstice, but as middle of Saturnalia itself. And we will be investigating to see if we can capture any paranormal activity that might have occurred anyway throughout this investigation tonight. Now, we have had reports of either whispered voices or footsteps echoing across the mosaics, or even shadowy figures seen outside where the bathhouse used to be. Whether we capture any of that tonight, we hopefully can have your help to do that. So we have cameras all over the place, outside, right across the mosaics, right across the ruins, and inside the museum itself. And if you capture anything, please do comment. If you want us to go and investigate any areas, comment. Share the feed so other people can have a look at what happens. And do screen capture anything you might see so that we can investigate further. We have locked off cameras on trigger objects. We have night vision camera recording stuff as well. So basically, we are blanketing this place with as much recording material and opportunity for you to watch at home as well. So let me show you what we have got. So we have cameras. For example, let's have a look at the north wing. This camera is showing the huge area that is actually north wing. I'll take the sound off the moment so you can't actually hear what they're saying, but they can hear me. This is the lower part of the north wing of the palace, which is under the cover of the museum itself. They're all one of the lower levels. And this is one of the areas that we have had reports of footsteps and whispered voices. And so we're going to blanket that area with cameras. We have multiple trigger objects set around the place. There are Roman coins that have been set, offered as a gathering, an offering to the feast itself. We have cameras locked away inside the museum areas that are monitoring anything to see if anything is going to be moving around inside. We have cameras outside that are also recording what may or may not be happening here at the Fishbourne Roman Palace. And then we have investigators who are also looking at stuff. We've got Lauren, Dan, and Abby inside the museum who will be carrying out a whole range of experiments to see what they can capture. And then I have got, let me go back to the north wing. I've got Sam, Diane, Vicky, and Steve, who are all investigating the north wing, sorry, the lower part of it. That's what I was thinking of the south. So let's go to Lauren, Dan, and Abby and see what they are doing. Guys, how's it going so far?
Yeah, pretty well. I'm just walking around getting a feel for the place. Got a K2 meter at the moment. Quite atmospheric.
Yeah. Just going to try and do some calling out to start with.
Yeah.
What do you think we should go first?
Maybe sit in one of those.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right, I shall leave you, and while we go and talk to the other guys, let's have a chat with the guys in the north wing. Guys, what's happening down there at the moment? Because I know it's very cold.
Hello, yes, we're here in the north wing, and like the others, we're just getting a feel for the place at the moment. We've started off quite quietly. We're just doing a bit of gentle calling out to see if we can get any responses. We know that there have been reports of whispers in the area, so maybe this area's a quiet place. So we're just trying to get a bit of a response calling out. We've got Diane and Vicky there with K2 meters and temperature gauges as well to try and see if we can get any atmospheric changes. And we've got Chris who's guarding the door outside as well, hoping to catch any spirits that might be wandering in the grounds. So yeah, we're just going to hope that anything happens. We've got our trigger objects here as well. And also we've got them in the far corner. We'll be gravitating over there at some point to see what we can find.
Hello to everyone at home who's watching in the nice warmth of their homes. Hi to Fran and Sinead and Pudsey and Tammy, Trev. Do let us know if there's any areas you want to go and have a closer look at. Do let us know if you spot anything that they might not have spotted. For example, the outside area, that is the area that is most interest. The signal's not brilliant out there, so we are struggling to get the constant signal. To the left of that picture is one of the Roman drains, so a flow of energy. Now, this was one of the high points of activity in terms of when this was a palace, in terms of people coming and going. And that might be why visitation is seen and shadowy figures moving around this area. So that camera hopefully might capture something. And again, we will be keeping an eye on these trigger objects. Just like our midwinter feast, it was all about gifts and offerings, and we place these as an offering. There are other trigger objects set as well, but we've got cameras on all of them. I can bring you some others. In fact, I can show there is another one here, another set of trigger objects in a different part of the building. So we will be checking on these right throughout, and we can spot whether anything is moved in any of those. Now, what do we know about Saturnalia? Well, if you like to think of the fact that Yule, and in fact the Yule tide, runs at this point now. So Saturnalia extended to the 17th to the 23rd of December. And you can think of the fact that now we are in about 4 hours into the longest night of the year. We're in the darkness of the longest night. And from this point, we are now going to get more and more light. So midwinter, the beginning of the new sun and the end of the old one. And so we'd like to think of the fact that Yuletide, the sun at this point dies, and because it gets lower and lower and lower in the horizon. And at that point, after 3 days, it is reborn at Christmas, and then gets stronger and stronger and stronger into the summer period. So that's why it was so important to the Romans, but also then, of course, as part of the much older festival we had in this country, as if I'm not Roman. So, of course, we then had the Winter Solstice as a festival as well. And then, of course, that all got merged and mashed up into the great festival that is, in fact, what we now call Christmas. And, of course, then, as people know nowadays, it's not just the Christmas was the 1 day or even the 3 days, but the older festivals of Christmas, where basically from the beginning, from All Saints' Day, from 1st of November all the way through to February, even way past 12th night. So all those people that complain about Christmas taking too long now, it used to be much, much longer. So keep letting us know if you're seeing anything. Hi to Lee and Fran, having a chat there, I see. Hello to Heidi and Sarah. Good to have you on board. I'm going to go over to Lauren, Dan, and Abby so that we can listen in on their investigation and see if they're picking up anything.
Are we on? Yeah. Okay, so I'm sat over here at the moment, probably out of shot. I'm just trying to stay away from the K2 meter because I've got my phone on. The reason for that is where we don't really know a whole lot of Latin, apart from Abby, who knows 10 green bottles. I've actually got Google Translate up here, so I'm going to get a few phrases and hopefully somebody or something will bite. So first one, hello spirits, salve spiritum.
Salve spiritum. The only Anglo-Saxon in there was, it might not necessarily been raining.
Yeah, the Google Translate is the Anglo-Saxon. Okay, is anybody with us? Quis est nobiscum?
Nobiscum.
Nobiscum.
Quis est nobiscum? Did you ask them to come to the device and write the lights?
Yeah. This one. Secro ut ad necina.
Just go through your thing, maybe you should sing the song.
I don't think that.
Please speak with us. Queso Loki Nobisco.
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 Oh, Nobisco.
We could go on the assumption that maybe
Can you speak English?
we could try that.
Try that. Okay. Hello, spirits, if you're here with us. If you could come towards us, and this thing I'm holding in my hand, you can use to try and communicate with you. So if you come towards the device in my hand, and maybe you can touch the device, and then the lights will go up, so it will let us know that you're here. Also on this stone, there is a tiny ball, and if you touch that, the lights will go off. My name is Lauren, and this is Abby and Dan. And we'd love to talk to you.
You can't make it light up. Can you do something else so you know that you're here? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Where was that? Behind you then?
Sounds like it's over there.
Not completely sure. Over the way somewhere.
Oh, so is that?
If that was you, thank you. Can you do it again for us, please?
Yeah, again. I'm not sure. I'll go check. Is there anyone here? I definitely hear something. Can you make that tapping noise again? Not entirely sure.
No. Should we
Start the trickle.
should we just start the trickle?
Yeah, we do actually have a couple of Roman coins. I think we've got one of them.
Yeah.
So what we would do?
Live so you can see.
Should we bring the camera over here and we'll draw it on here?
Yeah?
Yeah. We can use KT next to it as well.
So if it was you that made that tapping noise, that was brilliant. Can you do it again for us, please?
We can. No, because if I bring that over, then we're going to get feedback. So if we can just show us all around it first. Okay. I'm going to sit down on this phone here. Here's the Roman coin. Let's see if sound's friend.
What's the time? It is
7:44.
okay. It's going to be difficult, isn't it? Really? Not very. There we go.
Maybe we'll just hold that a sec. I think we can do a little bit better.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad you're here to do it better. I didn't want to move because it's not an even surface.
Okay.
Expert. Right, we'll go get the locked off camera and then we can.
Yeah, if you guys want to move on to the next area.
I want to see if it locked. I know it might have a bit of feedback, but. You sure? Are you taking the K2 away? Move away from this.
Guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you to it, and I'm going to go to the north wing and see what's happening with them.
Thank you.
Hello in the north wing. How's it going?
Hi. So yeah, it's going pretty well. I mean, we've been sat here contemplating how to best to communicate, because obviously we thought that this being a Roman palace, they might want to speak a different language to us. So we've been calling out in both English and also in Latin. We've got a Latin translator. Thank you to my phone. But whilst we were doing that, I caught out the corner of my eye a glimpse of someone walking just here, which is where the outdoor locked off camera is. But Chris, who is outside, is nowhere near there. He's up the other end. So that was a bit of a bizarre moment, because someone definitely walked past this window, because there were breaks in the lights, so you can see the lights outside. It was almost like someone had walked past.
Female safe. Huh? Female safe. What came through? Want to ask anything? Doing? Well, I asked him if they were okay. That's where you are. Like safe.
Your guess was one turning towards you.
Yes, it's on at 10 now.
So what's your
yes.
no?
Give me a no. And you, yeah. Give me a no. You die here. Ask anything? Anybody at home want to ask any questions? Roman? Were you Roman citizen? No, there wouldn't have been a Roman citizen before, so.
Wait, that's the question.
Were you Roman?
There's a female we're speaking to, is it?
Yeah.
Spirit, how old are you? Are you... Oh, thank you.
Female, I think, yeah.
Okay. If we reset those. I'm going to try and ask you how old you are, Spirit. Are you under 20? Are you between 20 and 30? Yeah, are you between 30 and 40? Between 30 and 40? Okay.
So between 35 and 40.
So, they say you. Are you native to this country? That's new.
spot.
I don't know about
So if you put one down, just use one.
that. Can you point to where you are in the room for me, please? You're here with us. Whereabouts are you? Can you move it so we know where you are? Oh, can you point to where you are with us? That.
That looked like a little stone being thrown. Your foot, okay. Spirit, can you do that again for us? Can you make that noise again? Can you throw a stone or make a tap?
Anybody got a name? Oh.
Not sure if anyone at home can see anything on the camera or getting any names through. Let us know in the chat. Over the back towards. Yeah, let's do it. Right. So we think we can hear something up on the walkways up there. I'll just light it up a little bit for you. So there's massive walkways. We heard what sounded like a stone being thrown, which is the complete opposite direction that any of us were actually looking. And we can hear some faint movement noises. So we're going to just have a little wander up here and see what we can see what we can work out. Are there any spirits here at all? Perhaps any spirits that used to work here or live here that want to come forward and speak with us? So Francine, when you say something's moving down the bottom, do you mean back where we were just now, or down here? So someone from home said that there's something moving over there. Okay. Should we put a cat ball down there?
Okay.
Yeah, the EVP's in the kit box. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a cat ball down so that we think we've got some noises or activity in this walkway. It's like a one-way walkway, so it's just like jutting out into the mosaics. We think that we've got some movement on there, so we're going to put a cat ball down there, and then we are going to go there ourselves and take an EVP and see if we can get anything on that as well. So the ladies have just gone to get the equipment.
Excellent. What I shall do, I shall leave you to it, and I shall go over to Lauren, Dan, and Abby, who are doing something interesting with a bell jar. So
we've been sat here for a bit, and we're starting to hear a few noises, a few taps here and there. Can't quite determine exactly where they're coming from. We did think there was a flash that came. If you look back that way, that's where we've got a trigger object and we've got a cat ball. As you both saw it, did you?
Yeah, it was behind me like a flash.
Yeah, but I heard like a noise just before the flash, so I don't know if the cat ball actually went on.
And I heard another sort of noise over here as I was coming back from checking it. So
we went over to check to see if the trigger object's moved. Sadly, that's not moved. Yeah, okay, so we're sat here now, and we've got our EVP recorder, and we've got the bell jar here. So the idea with this is we place the EVP recorder underneath the bell jar. You can quite easily kind of determine what sound is coming from outside the bell jar and what sound is coming from inside. So we're going to pop that in there now, do a couple of minutes of questions and see what we can get.
did it go off?
Katie's going on, yeah.
Oh, can you do that again for us, please? I don't know, it's too close to this. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to fire some questions on?
Yeah. Is anyone in here with us? If you speak in this device, we can hear you. Just a train going
It
from.
sounds like a train. I don't think it's Roman.
No.
But have I been hearing you walk around in here? Have I been hearing footsteps? Let us know that you're here.
Salve.
I really want to see if Coggy Dumbness is here.
You can tap on this glass here and pick up in the recorder. Maybe you're intrigued to see what it's all about.
What was life like here back in the day? Give that a listen.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be able to pick up. Do you want to hold it to us?
Yeah. Okay, we're just going to play that back now and see if we've got anything. So please, anyone watching at home, if you can notice something that we don't, and let us know in the comments. Similarly, if you have anything you would like us to ask in the next little burst of questions, please let us know.
If you speak in this device, we can hear you. You tap on this glass here and pick up the recorder. Maybe you're intrigued to see what it's all about. It's like walking.
Okay.
That was interesting.
Well, sadly, the kind of drawback from having that bell jar is that you can't really hear our questions very well.
No, but the interesting thing was those taps at the beginning, because we didn't touch the bell
It
jar,
sounded
did
like
we?
it went off twice. Like it was put down and,
And Jordan noticed on here, she heard it. That's why she said, "What was that?"
yeah.
So what do you say then? Try again with the bell jar, maybe we speak a little bit louder?
Yeah, see if we can get some. Because that tapping was at the beginning, because I said,
Yeah.
didn't
A
I?
bit quiet.
Yeah, because I literally said, hands
Yeah.
off the table, isn't it?
But that was, if you play it again, and then you hear the beginning.
It is quite close.
Right, that's me putting it under.
Yeah.
What's that? I didn't touch it again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Jenkins back there.
Anyone in here with us?
No,
If you speak in this device, he's outside now, so.
yeah.
Three of us.
He's off, isn't he?
Oh no, we're still here.
No, it's all right.
Let me just
Oh,
explain to everyone what is happening. When we do an EVP, electronic voice phenomena, we record snippets of sound with a series of questions and hope in a silence that there is either a voice, a communication or tapping or some engagement with the device itself. What we can do is put the bell jar, a glass jar, over the top of it to stop any possibility of any wind or voice because it deadens the sound. And then sometimes we find that there's an engagement or interaction with the jar itself, which I think we might have caught on here, where there seems to be a tapping of the jar itself as opposed to the device that was inside. So again, we can look back at the video of that and then
There's
see
some hissing behind me.
engagement that might have made
Did
sense.
you
No,
hear
that's my feet.
No, that
No,
was over there.
sit there again.
It's my feet.
Are you sure?
What did you guys hear?
Sorry. I thought I heard like a hissing noise, but we've debunked it.
It was Dan's feet.
My feet were
And
I
his
was slightly
feet
creeped
are
out by the guy in the toga behind you.
What?
That's a lady.
Oh, the lady. Whoops.
Yeah.
You're quite creepy.
Yeah,
Do you want to show us around the area that you're investigating at the moment?
Yeah, of course. Can't hear it. What's that? Huh? K2's going off. So. Okay. So yeah, you spotted the lovely lady we have. It's her little area. And then we have a few bits and pieces around the museum. I think they're doing a little bit of work on some of them, painting and whatnot.
the museum is, of course, closed until the new year. So there's a great opportunity to do some in-house repairs.
Well, this is my favourite part. We will be trying some experiments by this guy soon.
So what I might do is, while you guys go back to that, I will go and see how the people in the North Wing are doing, because it's very dark wherever they are. Sam, what's happening where you are at the moment?
Ask the question, and then is there anybody here? How old are you? What is your name? Are you buried?
Well, this is a first. I think what they're doing is they're using Google Translate, or some other devices are available, to actually speak Latin and actually answer their questions and have them translated on the fly. Quite ingenious. Unfortunately, we can't see an awful lot because it's so dark. So Sam and the others, if you want to use any of your lighting to light that area a little bit better. I can see there's some movement outside on the outside camera. Does that suggest that somebody's outside at the moment?
Yeah.
Who's outside? How? You must be freezing outside.
No, it's not too bad out here.
Have you picked up anything? What do you feel?
It does. We've seen a few figures from inside, so I wanted to come out so that you could see a bit more of the open ground area. You can sort of, now and again, it feels like something's watching you, but other than that, it's not too bad out here. But Sam did see some figures out here earlier down by this lighted door.
So this area is actually the edge of the museum structure that goes out into the formalized garden area. And this is the area that we said was one of the main thoroughfares and entrances to the palace itself. And it's what we can see, those lights are actually the back of the houses that are actually situated on top of the south part of the palace itself. And I can show you what I mean with a couple of overlays. So this is a representation of what it looked like originally. So there was the north and the south there. The central formalized garden is what is the lower part of what is now the museum, and the top section of that picture is actually all under the houses, and the bottom part of the picture is what we talk about as the north wing. At the very bottom of that picture, you can see those pillared entrances, and that's the where most people have been coming and going into the more administrative side of the position. So I can show you that's now what is left of it. So what was on the bottom is now at the top. That is the north wing, and the formal garden at the middle. And the southern half, it says garden not excavated. That's because it's underneath people's houses, so it can't be. So the museum part is really the top section. That's what is undercover. And Diana's currently gone out into a little bit of the formal garden, which is actually outside, and by all accounts, very cold. North Wing, what's happening with you where you are at the moment?
So we just tried an EVP, which recorded fine, but when we were playing it back, the device ran out of battery, so we're just trying to source some batteries. We've got a cat ball going down this way. I don't know if you can see that very well. And we're kind of hanging around this guy down here because we feel like, yeah, if anybody's hanging around here, it might be this guy. So hopefully we picked up something on an EVP, but we're kind of to be confirmed with that one. Brian's gone outside, getting outside because it's hard to describe it, but this place is massive and the lighting in here isn't actually that bad. So we can see right back, but it is dark and we can see things moving around. And it's just quite bizarre, and you can almost hear them as well. Yeah. Yeah, so we asked for responses. We asked for a louder noise. There was a louder noise, and it was on a railing because Vicky had her hand on a railing. She felt it. She felt the actual vibration. In terms of like regular communication, though, we're not getting much. We're not getting information or anything like that. Just kind of really faint, really far away things. Yeah, taps and. Yeah, so the EVP, I asked the question in English and in Latin, so we'll see what comes out of that, if anything, hopefully. But we don't have any batteries to play it back, so we're going to do that, and I'm pretty sure they would have been changed before this as well, so that's bizarre in itself.
That is one of the problems when we go to a very cold location and the batteries were warm, is that as the batteries cool down, there is a depletion of energy, and then very often we have to warm the battery back up again and they will run again. While you're sorting that, I'll go and check up what is happening elsewhere. We can have a look to see that, in fact, this is one of the trigger objects of the denarii coins placed on a trigger object sheet. And there is another one inside the museum, which, with a cat ball. So if anything's going to go off with that, we can see. And then we can see that there are some people still outside, very cold. But it sounds like Lauren, Dan, and Abby have got something on their EVP, and they probably don't want me talking through it. So let's go and listen to them.
So we're just listening back to this EVP recording that we've left under the bell jar. I'm not sure what Dan's picking up, but I think, is there a lot of talking going on? Like a lot of people?
No, it's really strange. As Lauren said, we left it here under the bell, decided to walk away, just so the camera sound wasn't picked up from there. So we went over to the other side. I'm just playing it back, and I can't work it out. It sounds almost like we're shouting. But obviously, we won't. We've been very quiet.
Yeah.
I'm just going to play that back for you. Back to the room. There we go. What's that?
What is it? What's that?
It's just strange. It seems so loud in the beginning.
There's definitely like a conversation going on, a loud one. But we weren't talking about a skeleton, were we?
Well, if we were, it wouldn't have been that loud. We're trying to keep quiet so they're not causing any noise contamination.
I think EVPs are really interesting.
No, yeah, that's strange. I think we might do that again.
Yeah,
Leave it down there for a bit.
definitely. If we leave with the EVP, I was going to say, should we try an SP7? But we can't if we've got an EVP going. So
Maybe if we go for the SP7 now.
yeah, and then come back and do an
afterwards
EVP.
We can
Yeah.
set this down ready for the next.
That sounds good. We've got a little skeleton friend over here. So we'll do some SP7.
Yeah, here he is. So yeah, as Lauren said, we've got our SP7 spirit box. For those who don't know, this will essentially skip through all their radio stations in quick succession. And the idea is that the white noise will be used by the spirits, and hopefully they'll be able to talk to us. So we'll see what happens there. Is there anybody here who'd like to communicate with us? Salve. Have we heard you this evening making tapping sounds? Is that you trying to talk to us now? I'm not sure. Can you tell us who is labelled us in this box? Can you give us a name? Can you come through a bit clearer, please? Who's here with us at the palace? Can you tell us how many people are here with us? How many spirits? What was life like here?
Hell, yeah.
Can't be that bad.
That's not good.
Did you not enjoy the baths? What did you do here? I know it might be difficult, but you really have to try and come through clear for us, please. Use our energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you do here? Did you work here?
I keep them just clean. Yeah.
Clean.
Clean.
Are you a cleaner here? The other way around, then. Did you clean the palace?
K2 went off. Is that you affecting the K2? Making the lights go green, orange, and now red. Can you do that again for us, please? Make it go all the way up to red. Can you do that? A bit stronger, all the way up to red. A bit stronger, come on, all the way up to red.
Is that you affecting those lights? Are you making that happen? Please come through as strong as you can and say yes.
Okay. If you're female, can you make the lights go all the way to red if you're female? Talking to a woman. Stops completely. Okay. If you're male, can you make the lights go all the way up to red? Back. Bit stronger? Yeah.
Red.
So we're talking to a male then? Yeah. Can you come through on this device and tell us your name? Speak your name so we can hear it.
Please, as strong as you can. What is your name? Oh, that sounds like I said Dan.
It did.
That was a weird one.
Can you tell us how many people there are here tonight? Sorry? Oh, what is that?
That was on floor anyway.
Where's it? Why would it move? There's no wind in it. There's no draft. Who is something? Oh, it's
This is the other camera,
yeah,
yeah.
the other camera.
Did you say my name? Did you say Dan? Can you say Dan again?
Come forward.
Come forward. Look around out here, people have seen you.
Can you make the lights go red again, please?
People have seen you. They've seen you walk around. Can you come forward? Can you walk up and down this gravel path for me?
Come on, try really hard. People have seen you walking around out here. I'd love to be able to see you. Come forward. It's only me out here. Come on, try really hard. Can you throw something? Can you tap on the window? Can you walk around? It's a nice noisy gravel over there. Can you walk on that for me? Maybe you like to walk around in these grounds. Do you
How are you getting on out there, Diane?
do you know?
Well, I think your signal's breaking up. Yeah, I think we're losing our signal. It's that cold out there. Let me go
It is
to
pretty
the...
cold.
Oh, I got you back. Great. Let's get you back on. Have you felt anything out there? Have you seen any shadows or felt any movement around you? Nope, I've lost you again.
Seen one shadow. It's sort of like corner of the eye thing, or and it's gone.
Right, I'm struggling with that signal, so I'm going to go to the north wing. Sam, how's it going inside?
Yeah.
We're not getting much on the EVP. We've moved back down to the kind of main area. And we did an EVP down here, but again, there's not a lot. Well, nothing really that's come through on there. But it's bizarre that it's a lot of corner of the eye phenomena down here, where we can sort of see things in the distance moving around and hear little taps and things, but we're not getting concrete. Nothing concrete. We're just trying to get the energy up to try and get that. You know, I don't know if anyone's picking up anything from home or anything, but we're certainly it's quite quiet here, isn't it?
Yeah. Other than the had a few knocks in the
Yeah. So what was interesting about the shadowy figure that I thought I saw, Chris actually saw a shadowy figure in the same place at the same time. He was outside at the time. He was looking over the outside gardens, and he saw in the exact same area as me what he thought was a shadow moving across in the. I don't know if you want to turn the camera around. That area outside there. At roughly the same time, pretty much exactly the same time that I thought I saw it. But again, it's all very corner of the eye. It's all very catching it, but not quite catching it. If that makes sense.
The spirit that was with me before, you made a noise for me. That was brilliant. Thank you. Could you have a go at doing that again? Made quite a big bang on the railings. Could you try and do that again for us? Yeah.
Good. Is that you? Thank you. Not sure if you're picking it up at home, but that's two sounds of stones that have been thrown. One when I asked if it was the spirit. Spirit, can you make that sound again for us? Sounded like a high pitched.
That'd be very good to be able to hear them.
Well, we're quite far away.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Can you try and do that again for us, please? use our energies and come forward and make that noise again.
You're going to have to be louder than that. If you can make a loud noise, you copy this. Just like that, Spirit. Ah, whistle. Can you copy this?
Big back behind us there. Actually,
I thought that was her coming in, but she hasn't moved.
about 20 foot from the door, isn't she?
Spirit, you're going to have to be better than that, Spirit. You're going to have to give us something more than that. Are you a male spirit? Are you female?
The spirit that was with me earlier.
What's your name? Shout your name to us. You want us to leave? If you do, you're going to have to tell us. You're going to have to tell us louder than that. Do you want us to leave?
Come on, spirit. Use our energies and tell us.
Can you throw a pebble at us, a stone, or anything? Can you throw an object so that we can see it move or hear it land?
Sound over there just when you finished talking.
Got to be nearer to us. Come on, Spirit, do your best. That.
Like a metal noise. Kind of a ting.
Spirit, can you come and move these coins? Brooch there as well. Can move. Genuine from your time.
On. Should probably check when we go back whether if it's on a timer or if it's connected.
Any children here? Oh, perhaps you'd like to come and play a game. Got colourful balls going around, little cat balls. Touch them, they will light up. It won't hurt you in any way. There's one on the walkway over there. There's
one in this corner there.
in the corner, just over there where we're pointing our lights. If you can move those balls and touch those balls, they will light up. One spirit, come and talk to us.
Tell us about yourself. Make some noises.
Come forward. Walk in front of me. Several people have seen you. Try really hard. Come forward. Make some noise on the gravel. Maybe you worked here. Come forward and talk to us. Don't mean you any harm. Or come forward and move the chair for me. Show me showing that you're here. Okay. Is that you moving around? Show everybody at home that you're here. Walk in between the bushes, between the hedges for me. Come on now. Show us what you can do. Walk between the hedges. Show us what you look like. Don't be shy. What are you doing out here?
Almost like it was toying with us a little bit, playing with us. Are there any spirits in here that want to communicate with us? If you want to play, that's fine. We're cool with that. But We need to know what game it is we're playing.
So, guys, I've let you get on with things and I've not interrupted. What's happened? I mean, so in the North Wing, what have you felt? I mean, there were some very strange sounds going on.
Yeah, we've had some bangs and taps and things seemingly in response to our questions, and they've almost come from different sides of the room. So we'll be looking sort of towards this way when we've heard a bang, and then we'll ask for some more, and then it will come from over here. And then we'll all be looking that way, ask for some taps, and then they'll come from behind here. So it's almost like it's playing with us. And the bizarre thing is these taps and bangs don't. It's a very echoey room. You can hear quite a long way. So if, for example, you popped your head out there, Jonathan, and spoke to us, we could probably hear you quite well, even if you spoke quietly. And there aren't that many taps and bangs. It's nothing that we would sort of put down to background noise. They are almost coming in response to what we're asking. In fact, there was one just there, just behind us, where Diane is, outside. So I don't know if it was her.
So let me go to her. Diane, outside, how are you getting on?
Yeah.
After being cold.
Yeah, I keep seeing shadows in the background, but that bang wasn't me. The door's there, but I'm trying to stay away from it so that I don't contaminate it, but I can't move away too far because of the signal. But I every so often you sort of see a shadow move across the garden.
So I think when we return,
But other than that,
we'll put some
it's very quiet.
thermal imaging in that area.
Yeah.
So we've got about
Yeah,
15
Diane,
minutes left. If you want to try and perhaps check on the trigger objects at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Diane, we need. We've checked on your one. One looks a little bit moved, but we didn't want to touch it, and we were going to ask you when you came back in to double check it because you were the one that set that one. But our ones haven't moved as of yet.
Okay.
I say yeah because I'm hopeful, spirits, that you're going to come and do it.
If you're here, come forward.
Spirits, there are coins in this room. We've put them down for you. Valuables. I don't expect you've seen a coin. I thought I heard footsteps then walking down a walkway. Spirit, was that you? Coming to check out the coins? We are going home shortly. And the coins are coming with me. So the last chance now to come and check out these awesome coins that we bought for you to have a look at.
Probably haven't seen them for a long time either. Come forward. Come on, try really hard. Come forward. Show us what you look like. Show us in the garden. You moving.
Coins that they have here are behind glass, but these ones you can come and touch them, move them, look at them.
Come on, do something. I think I've just seen you.
Sorry?
Again.
Come on, Spirit, come and see these coins. They are fascinating.
Pretty sure I could see you if you come forward.
Come and move them.
So Jill has said in the chat that she's just seen a tiny flash over the middle coin of the 3 in a row, which is the one that I thought had moved.
Oh.
But I'll let Diane check that out because she's the one that set them, so she'll know how far it's moved, if at all. It's not. It was only moved very slight when I saw it.
Let's have a little look. Do you want to take that off? It's a green light.
Spirit, if you have moved them, try again.
It needs the power pack now, so you have to make sure the power pack's in there. If you hold that for me, I'll put the lead back in.
Come forward, spirits. Come talk to us. Are we in your home?
You want us to leave? Would you like us to leave?
They have moved. How much? So we have had movement on our trigger object. So we'll use the roaming camera so that we can get a nice little close-up on it. These are the ones that Diane set, so she can explain how to set them and how they've moved. So as you can see, the trigger object is well out of the way of the gangway. So we've been walking sort of past it. Is it that middle one there and that one at the bottom?
That one there.
I see what you mean. You can see the movement.
Can you see that? Okay.
Yes.
Like it's been kicked. That one there looks like it's moved quite a lot. That's really good. Oh wow.
Awesome. Yes, we've had bangs over here. In this area.
Was it a response to a question, or was it more of a random event?
It seems to be when I speak, or Vicky speaks, or Chris speaks. When we've been sitting here quietly, just listening, nothing. It's been silent. When we speak and ask for responses, we'll get a bang, and it will move around the room. So it'll be up the end there towards the skeleton, and there's a walkway there. And then when we turn to sort of talk in that direction, it will then be behind us over in this area. And twice we've had quite a big bang on the door or around the door. Not sure if it was the door, could be anyway. It sounded like it was from this direction. And both times, to the point where both times I thought someone was coming in the door. So I thought it was Diane coming back in. But as you just said, Diane didn't hear it or make that noise. And we've had that twice. So annoyingly, nothing communicative, if that's a word. But definitely out of the ordinary, because when it is quiet in here, even though it is quite an echoey room, there's not much noise or sound in here. It's pretty silent. Yeah, it is pretty silent. Considering there's a main road right next to us, it's pretty quiet in here.
Okay. Can I suggest that Diane comes in because she must be freezing?
She's in, don't worry. She's here.
Brilliant. Oh, the camera's left outside. Ah, right. Okay, which is the camera set. Great. Well, you carry on. I'm going to now go to the museum side to Lauren, Dan, and Abby. What's happening with you guys?
We keep hearing a lot of noises just in and around. Abby's just gone to investigate, but it's nothing. It's not coming from anywhere, is it? We've checked our trigger object. We did think it moved.
Have you got any lights in there at all?
Yeah. Where's the light gone? Oh, it's there. You put it on the mannequin.
Well, the lights are in.
That's better. Let's see what you're looking at now.
Yeah, so we were just going to try an EVP session by the mannequin.
So if anyone has any questions they would like us to ask, do put it in the comment section and we'll ask them.
And we've got one here from Jill, so we'll start with that one. Hello. We've tried this before. I think we may have heard. Thanks, Dan.
So they're off for some reason. I don't know why.
I think we may have heard you on the bell jar, which is quite interesting. We have one question that someone would like to ask you if you're here. Is anyone buried here? Do you know that you're buried here? If you are buried here? Are there any children here? If you lived here, did your room look like this? Maybe you worked at the palace? Were you a person of importance? Or maybe you visited the palace? Would you like to ask some questions about your favourite king?
So right. Coggy Dependence. Wait, are you here? Thought that you lived there. Can you confirm that for us? You around at all? Or are there any other kings that were put here by the Romans? What did you think of the Romans?
Should we play that back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Abby, what was the name of that king?
It's Coggy Dumbness.
Very impressive.
Abby's been our expert tonight, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's done a good
She
job.
knows everything about Romans, and she knows how to sing Roman songs. And
Yes, I've been waiting for a rendition of 10 Green Bottles in Latin, Abby.
I don't do it on camera, Jonathan.
It's okay.
Anyway,
brilliant.
back to your EVP.
Should we play this back?
Yeah.
Hello. We've tried this before. I think we may have heard. Thanks, Dan.
For some reason, I don't know why.
I think we may have heard you onto the bell jar, which was quite interesting. And we have one question that someone would like to ask you if you're here. Is anyone buried here? Do you know that you're buried here? If you are buried here? Are there any children here? If you lived here, did your room look like this? Maybe you worked at the palace? Were you a person of importance? Or maybe you visited the palace?
Sure.
Things can age on.
Your favourite king? Wait, are you here? Oh, that you lived here? Can you confirm that for us? Are you around at all? Or are there any other kings that were put here by the Romans? What did you think of the Romans?
Okay, I didn't really pick anything up there, did you?
No, I think everything there.
We thought that there was a bit more sound when you asked about who worked there.
Oh, was there?
We thought there was a bit more static, perhaps, or some more background noise.
I will find that part just in case.
They heard you onto the murder. Is anyone buried here? Do you know that you're buried here? You are buried here?
Are there any children here?
If you lived here, did your room look like this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe you
maybe
worked
one of
at
us
the
was shocked
palace?
about it or something.
It doesn't really.
There is some
I think I can
shuffling about.
Shuffling.
Yeah. Just before the question and after, it sounds like someone's moving about. We were pretty still, weren't we? It's on camera anyway, so I don't remember any of us
So we
shuffling.
we can listen back to the original.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
So thank you. What I'll do, we've got about, we're almost out of time actually. So I am going to go over to North Wing. Just to summarise, because we're almost out of time. Sam, what's been happening in the North Wing?
Taps and bangs and shadows, to summarise it.
Very good
To
summary.
be honest, we haven't been able to get any information, any names, dates. We had a bit of a response on the dowsing, where we were potentially speaking to a female aged between 35 and 40. That was pretty much all we managed to get. We have had taps and bangs. We've been stood here in silence mainly for the last 5-10 minutes or so. Not a peep. It's mainly when we're talking and when we're asking for responses, we get definitive taps, bangs, quite big ones as well from the back of the room. Diana's seen plenty of shadows out on the courtyard area there, out there. I thought I saw someone walking around out there as well. I thought it was Chris, but it wasn't, and he saw exactly the same thing in exactly the same place at exactly the same time. So take from that what you will, really. The trigger objects have moved. Diane's one's over in the corner. Hopefully they've moved a bit more. The ones here haven't, we don't think. If they have, it's very minimal, but nothing concrete, to be honest. But a lovely building and a lovely place.
Fantastic. Right, let me see how Diane's doing outside. How are you, apart from very cold?
Diane has changed into Chris.
Chris, hi.
Hello. Yeah, it's very cold out here, and it's quite noisy with the main road quite close. So like any sounds or anything is just indistinguishable. But yeah, earlier on, up where we're looking up by the lights, there was something. It seemed like a shadow moving, and when I went inside, it seemed to correlate about the same time and place as Sam saw something. But other than that, it seems to be like corner of the eye. You catch a glimpse of something moving, and then I'm checking inside to make sure nobody's by the windows, and they're not. So it's really hard to say, but nothing conclusive. But it's very interesting.
Brilliant. So we need further investigation and a lot more night vision.
It looked like it was on the inside.
Can I interrupt just very briefly? So we stood here and we're looking out the back of the building. Is there a pathway out there? So we can see four white lights.
They're saying, is there a pathway out there?
Yes, over at the bottom of the building there is a pathway. So if you saw something like a light move slowly past or anything like that, it could well have been a walker or a jogger.
Yeah, we definitely saw some. It looked like someone walking across the lights out there, the four lights out the back.
Yeah, I've heard a noise while I've been out here this second time, and I went round to look, and there was somebody walking behind there.
Okay.
And also, picking up on your female that you said, the staff here have asked some calling out, and they did hear the word puella, which is Latin for girl.
Interesting.
Pure for boy. So thank you guys. I think you can start packing up and getting out, coming from the outside, because it is about 4 degrees out there at the moment. And so let's go to Lauren very quickly. You've been in the warmth of the museum. You have got the nice warm part. Did you have a trigger object set up?
Yes, we'll go and check it now.
Oh, brilliant.
What do you reckon then?
Yeah, I don't think it's moved.
See, I think it has, but Dan thinks it hasn't.
We did see earlier a flash from this direction, which we think was almost like something moving in front of the torch.
Yeah,
So
it was like
flash.
You can't really see that, but it was like that. So I'm not sure really. I mean, it looks like it's come off the line a little bit. But...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure it has. What do you think, Abby?
Well, I thought it had, but I don't know. If it has, it's marginal.
Okay.
So it's still interesting, definitely. I think most of our activity happened around this area, didn't it? The noises and shuffling and tapping, and the EVP under the bell jar was really interesting. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, that was, to be fair. Yeah, it's been an interesting evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for all the team for being here tonight, braving the cold and putting aside their Christmas plans. Thank you to Mel, the site manager, who's been looking after us and allowing us to be in here. And thank you to Sussex Past for allowing us to do this investigation. We will be here for real doing a full investigation in March. So if you would like to join us, all the details are on the website. And we will obviously be using this information as a little taster of where we will be focusing our attention, and definitely on the outside area with some thermal imaging and night vision cameras, see if we can capture any of those shadowy objects. So thank you everyone for watching. thank you for this opportunity and sharing this investigation with you. We will be back next year with a whole range of new events. So in the meantime, salve and happy Saturnalia and solstice. Have a very peaceful Christmas, everyone, and we will see you in the new year. Thank you and good night.